When I graduated from college, I I had studied history and English, and I loved it. I found it fascinating, but I knew I didn't want to go to graduate school right away. But what I found pretty quickly within the first couple of years is that my brain felt like it was starting to atrophy, and I missed thinking about things in ways that are hard. And so I started taking a couple, like a one graduate class at a time. It was incredibly inspiring. And what I started to find was not just that I wanted to think about hard questions, but also that I love doing research. And so I eventually got a master's degree, and then I transferred into a Ph.D. program, and here I am. Well, honestly, I feel as if I did all of this, getting my PhD at a really good time, in that there were a lot of academic jobs available at the time. I got lucky. I got a teaching job at the University of Texas. I eventually came to VCU in 2012, and it's been a really happy landing ever since. The other part of it is that I have had to keep learning and keep experimenting to try to figure out how to be a better professor, and I find that really exciting. I really did. And when I think about the women who inspired me and mentored me, I think about women who had incredibly hard journeys of their own. My beloved advisor in graduate school, Toby Dietz, was an amazing mentor, an amazing scholar, but she was the only woman professor in her department for more than 10 years after she first arrived. Another woman who died way too early was Jan Ellen Lewis at Rutgers University, who was also a terrific mentor for me. Jan also, became a scholar at a time when there just weren't a lot of women. They had to do the work not only of proving themselves day after day in faculty meetings and in the classroom, they also had to do the work of justifying why it's important to study something other than men in the past. I just feel so lucky that I was able to know women like them. Early America was such a diverse and complex world of different peoples meeting each other and having really strange ideas about each other. It never even occurred to me that I wouldn't incorporate all those diverse voices into that kind of story. The thing about incorporating marginalized peoples and voices is that there were many, many points in early American history when there was almost nothing but marginalized people. And it's really important to see them as not exactly marginalized, but rather a central part of the conversation. I've published two books. My first book was called A Nation of Speechifiers, and it's on the ways that American women and men learned to understand themselves as American after the Revolution. And publishing that book was a hard and agonizing process, but after it was published, I won a book prize for it, and I was so happy. It made me feel as if I had finally arrived as a professional historian.